I'm Zoe Starr and welcome to Paranormal Extraction. Today we have something very interesting that's been going on with a lot of different people I've interviewed. We're going to talk about the 12,000 year event, okay? Very different, okay, on this philosophy. We're also going to be talking about the alien propulsion system. So. We have scientist Daniel Richard on today, Richards, and you're going to hear everything that he has to say, which is very different, and he has his own philosophy. So let's go check it out. Hey, Daniel, thank you so much for coming on today.
My pleasure. You're welcome.
I'm very excited about talking to you because this is kind of a very different approach. I like your philosophy on it and grateful that you're kind of more into the scientific zone of it, which is a little hard for me to understand, but I can really understand you. So let's go ahead and start and then just go from there.
Okay, so a few years ago, there was a object in space that was discovered by the telescope in the mountains in Hawaii, and it was called Moa. And as it was coming into the solar system, our solar system, it was being tracked, and it picked up speed and then slowed down and went about 33 million miles off the North Pole of Earth and made a completely 90-degree angle and then picked up speed. And it didn't react like any asteroid. Asteroids do not change their speed.
Right.
So there had to be some type of intelligence controlling it.
Interesting.
And it was tracked. A directional path was made trying to predict its path and where it was going. And its trajectory told us that it was heading toward Orion's belt.
Okay.
And it was traveling at an incredible 42,000 miles an hour.
Wow.
Now, and so the theory is that in the year 2025, it's going to be coming back. It's going to be making another pass by Earth in 2025.
Okay. Wow. That's kind of scary.
So while it was moving away from Earth and our solar system and heading toward the Orion system, right after that, all over the world, UFO reports were going crazy. There were more UFO reports that year than past years. It was incredible.
Okay, why do you think that is? Do you think it's because of this planet or what? I'm not really getting it.
Well, I believe that it was sending out its own little scouts, its own little probes.
Oh, okay. Because you think that this is an alien planet. That's why, right?
Well, the asteroid Oumuamua, when it was turning, as it was moving, it was spinning like a football.
Okay.
And one side of Oumuamua was reflective, like a silver color.
Interesting.
And that's when NASA and the European Space Agency started taking pictures of it.
Okay.
Now, as they were trying to zoom in a little bit, they noticed that what looked like smaller asteroids falling off it, which I believe were scout ships.
Okay.
Because there were multiple mass witnessed sightings of UFOs that year in France, Italy, Europe, England, Canada, Alaska, all over the world.
Wow. Wow.
And the UFO reports just jumped that year.
Mm-hmm.
And there were more UFO reports that year than 2009 put together.
Okay. And what year are we speaking about?
Imola was passing by in the late 2021 and 2022.
Okay. All right. So that's why the increase then. Okay. Of
Yes,
the scouts
yes.
coming down. You believe it's the scouts. Okay. What, so you know that this planet is coming in and that it's going to pass by the year 2025 or whatever it
Yeah,
is, okay, planet
yeah.
with aliens or whatever. What is your philosophy or science background say about what this is going to do to us if it's going to come near us?
Well, it'll probably pick up the scouts, the scout UFOs that it dropped. It'll probably be picking them up and return, and they'll be returning into it.
Okay, but as it gets closer, isn't that when we talked about the core?
Well, yes. The Earth's core stopped spinning uh, this year. And a lot of scientists were scratching their heads. A lot of quantum physicists were scratching their heads. How could this be possible? It's been rotating for thousands of years. And if you use the Bible as a directionatory history book, 12,000 years ago was when the Great Flood with Noah.
Yeah.
So
The dinosaurs and all that. The 12,000 years of year events. Here we go
yes,
again. Okay, so
yes, no,
it
yes.
stopped and did it you said it changed directions or am
No,
I?
it's getting ready to rotate the opposite direction.
Oh my god.
Now that will cause natural disasters, and we've already had a really bad earthquake in Turkey. There's been devastating tremors. They're still having tremors.
Mhm.
Uh, there was a tsunami event reported in the islands of Indonesia near the Philippines. There's been earthquake activity in the middle of Africa. There's a there's a rift in the hole in the there's a big crack in the hole in the ground in the middle of Africa that happened.
Okay.
That's one of the side effects of the Earth's core stopping. Now, when the Earth's core is spinning, it's putting out an electromagnetic field emanating from the inside of the Earth.
Right.
And extraterrestrial aliens can pick that up on their sensors.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
And they're interested in that because of their hidden bases underneath the ocean, in between mountain ranges, the North Pole in Alaska, the South Pole in Antarctica, and it's affecting them and their sensors too.
Yeah, here we go with, that they're not releasing any information or any documentation about USOs, which are unidentified submerged objects, or this whole new Alaska thing, that little tidbits here and there you're getting information on. But I mean, if you look at our ocean, it's ungod amount. I mean, we can't even explore it all. Okay.
Um,
So obviously they're coming, they're seeing these things coming out of the water now. So,
yes.
and, mountains, I mean, that's easy. But so much, of that going on. And, in Alaska, this is a big cover up right now. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So okay, so we have all of these, they're coming closer because the Earth's core, just let me get you, it has stopped. And what are they worried about the Earth's core? I mean, is it going to affect them or?
Well, when the Earth's core stops spinning for a period of time, all their sensors are offline, so to speak. They have to recalibrate everything because when they travel, they use all the electromagnetic forces that the Earth puts off,
Right.
that the sunlight puts off
Uh-huh.
through the atmosphere. It's like a grid for them. It's like a their navigational systems are in sync perfectly 110% with all that electromagnetic force, and the Earth's core is electromagnetic, like a big giant rotating magnet, and it causes all kinds of quantum events in quantum physics and quantum mechanics. And it's going to be affecting their navigational systems. It's going to be affecting their life support systems. It's going to be affecting everything that they have. Now, the gravitational pull that we have from the moon, which causes low tide, high tide, and weather and everything, and also the massive gravitational pull in between the Earth and the Sun. So eventually, that's what's going to cause it to turn the opposite direction. Now, a lot of people are afraid, oh, if the Earth rotates in its opposite direction, the core of the Earth, if that rotates in the opposite direction, there's going to be time distortion. There's going to be gravitational distortion. There's not going to be any time distortion, but there is going to be gravitational distortion as it starts to rotate the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
And that could cause earthquakes in deep Eastern Europe.
Okay. Okay, so we're talking about when this happens and it stops, that all of the Earth is going to change. Okay, and so we are going to start going into the 12,000 year event, and
Yes.
that's what, like the fires and the tsunamis and the earthquakes and um, all of the other disasters that
Yeah.
are going to start happening. So
Yeah.
what in the heck are we going to do about it, or what are they going to do about it? I mean,
Well, they're so technically advanced than us. You know, some people say, oh, they're a level 3 civilization. Well, if they can do all the things that we see them do, where the eyewitnesses see what these UFOs can do, these alien spacecraft, what they're capable of, they're much more advanced than that. I would say that they're a level 5 civilization. They're able to go anywhere they want through dimensions, through time. They are they have the technology to warp space and to create shortcuts and portals and everything.
right.
So uh, an idea in quantum physics is if the moon is pushed just uh, not even a quarter of a mile, less than that, if it's moved just a tiny bit, the Earth's core will stop again and start rotating the way it's supposed to.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, that's great.
Now, the Earth's core has nothing to do with global warming. That's a totally different spectrum.
Okay.
If the Earth's core rotates back to normal, it might even help the effects of stopping global warming or slowing it down.
Oh, interesting. That's very interesting.
Now, before that happens, there might be a multiple volcanic reaction of the volcanoes in the volcano in Iceland, the volcano even in Alaska that's supposed to be dormant.
Right.
There's a volcano up there that is supposed to be dormant.
Right.
Hasn't gone off for maybe 500 years. That might go off and cause evacuations.
Okay, so we're looking at all of this going on, okay, even with the moon, you just said if it's pushed a little bit or whatever. What, Daniel, so this is kind of scary,
Well,
because, you know what I mean? It's scary.
the extraterrestrials, excuse me, that are based and hidden in the Earth and our planet.
Sure.
It's affecting them too.
Okay.
The Earth's core stopping is affecting them. Global warming is affecting them. Uh, Solar flares coming off the sun. They're able to stop and deflect that and stop those solar flares from hitting the Earth.
Okay.
So
Well,
if
that's
they
good.
have, yes, they're actually, a lot of people are afraid of aliens. They think they're draconian. They think they're militant. They think they're going to enslave the human race, like in the movies, like in Independence Day. That is further from the truth. They're so advanced that their reality is science. Their reality is to protect the solar system from destroying itself.
Oh, right,
Okay,
exactly.
I mean, they might have some very macabre type of human testing, but in all, they're trying to protect the Earth.
Okay, so you think that so when this stops happening, when it starts shifting, okay, that they're gonna help somehow. Okay, do you know how they're gonna help that?
Well, let me start
Or
by saying
what's your theory on that?
well,
Anyways, that would be it.
the top secret UFO base that the extraterrestrials have off the coast of the very southern border of California in the ocean.
Sure, yeah, I've heard of that.
Okay, now that's one of the reasons why they have to protect the Earth, because their base is in the Pacific Ocean, right off the southern coast of California.
Yeah.
Deep under the ocean. That's
sure.
one of their main that's one of their main bases, because
Okay.
of all the activity that the US Navy's seen with the TikTok UFOs and everything,
Yeah.
and the UFO underneath the ocean that they were
Yeah.
able to see. When white water came up, they knew there was something underneath, and those two pilots reported it was the size of a football stadium.
Okay, wow.
Right in the same area. So they had one of the reasons they're going to also be protecting their own.
Well, right.
Not just us. They're actually protecting themselves.
Right.
And by protecting themselves, they're protecting us.
Right. Okay. So it's going to stop. It's going to cause all of these issues, okay, that are catastrophes, and then it's going to shift back to what the normal way would be.
Yeah.
And so all of those would stop happening.
Yeah, that's why we're having a very, very severe cold winter, in the northeastern middle of the United States right now.
You have no idea how it's been
because
here.
because the heat that the Earth's core puts off naturally, it's stopped. So it's gonna cause colder weather, a longer winter. But once it starts moving again, the weather won't have that side effect from it stopping.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. Okay. So, so you believe that, we are going to have some natural disasters, but the planet isn't going to be destroyed like they always say, like they've been
No,
saying on the 12,000 year event, and
no.
that will continue to be a human race and live normally again. But
Yeah.
it will affect a lot of people, of course, because of the disaster. Okay.
Yeah. We also have to worry about man-made disasters happening too.
Well, we could get into the whole conspiracy theory about the holograms that the government
Mhm.
are going to create to make it look like they're UFOs, and they're really not, and doing some kind of sinister activity to kind of scare us, to put us into more of a race that is controlled by the government. Now, I've heard that that's kind of an offshoot of what we're talking about, but that's kind of scary too, you
Well,
know.
you have people out there that are very educated, but sometimes they have the capability of producing fake news.
Yeah. So
So you have to beware of that trolling activity on the internet of people creating fake news also.
you're the trolling. Yeah, okay. So now, okay, so we talked about that, which is really good to know that we're going to be all right, because most people say, no, we're not going to be. But so how does the propulsion system come into this, or the propulsion activity?
Okay,
How does that come into all of that we discussed?
okay. Let me explain a little bit about the history of human propulsion, and then we'll get into the extraterrestrial alien technology.
So, okay, so we're talking about the human propulsion. Tell me about,
Yes.
yes. So what's
So
going on?
the history of human propulsion, we have the gasoline engines in our automobile. It's a controlled explosion. You've got the gas, you've got the cylinders. It causes a controlled explosion where the cylinders go, causing the axle to spin, causing the rear drive of the vehicle to push the car. And
Sure.
then you have the jet engines, which is basically the same thing, but you're rotating a blade with enough force with jet fuel to make lift of the airplane.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, a rocket engine is basically the same thing, but much larger, a different type of fuel to blow out the back at such a powerful speed to break through the gravitational pull of the Earth and the atmosphere to go into space.
Interesting.
However, an extraterrestrial advanced civilization propulsion system, which I have explained before, is they have a micro black hole, which could be the size of a dime, the size of a quarter, the size of a dinner plate. That is going to be controlling what's going into it, and then the energy coming out from behind it, which is totally a higher advanced quantum mechanic uh, balance of energy. All the energy that's being sucked in through the micro black hole is going to be propelled and jettisoned out the back to create so much speed, and hooked up to their navigational system, which would be an incredibly advanced AI navigational system in order to control the flow of energy going through the front of the black hole and coming out of the black hole.
Wow.
Now their navigational system, like I said, is in sync with the Earth's magnetic field at 110%, like a almost like a spider web.
Right. Okay.
And they're able to use that energy to control their spacecraft without the means of atmospheric wings. Now, when they go under the ocean, they build up an electromagnetic field, almost like static electricity, and it's controlled, and it causes a shield over their spacecraft. So when they go into the ocean or freshwater or snow or whatever, and or even break through ice,
right,
there's a field there, almost like a force field around the craft.
okay.
So when they hit the water, there's not a big disturbance. Like we drop something into the water, there's a big splash.
Oh wow. Okay, I get it.
And,
I get it.
And that's how they're able to generate anti-gravity propulsion also.
Okay.
Because they're so in balance with that system around the Earth, the electromagnetic field, and also the field that comes off the sun also, that they're so balanced, so very well accurate, that that's how they're able to pick up speed, incredible speeds. They can travel 500 miles in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I know. You know, I've seen some of these USOs go into the water, and you are correct. I mean, they just go in and then they come out, and there is no disturbance of the water.
That's right.
So, okay, so that would make sense to me. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Now, the UFO that they shot down over Canada.
Okay, I don't believe that, but yeah,
Well,
okay, I actually don't know enough about it, Danny, so I'm not gonna, get into it. I'm gonna let you do it because you're the scientist, not me. Okay.
Well, there have been UFO crashes all over the world.
Okay, right. So what
the most interesting ones that I can get to from other colleagues of mine all over the world.
Right.
And I communicate with them on the internet every day. Now, there was a UFO that was found in New Mexico.
Okay, what about the one in Canada? We were just talking about that one being shot down.
The one in Canada, they were able to find advanced electronics inside that.
Okay.
And they're still looking at it. They're still investigating it. They're still taking it apart piece by piece and looking at it.
Okay. So, of course, we don't know anything about that.
No, no. But
no.
the information is going from one level of science of groups of scientists to the other.
Wow.
And they're so advanced that when we look at it, we're not able to understand it very well, but the quantum science side of it kind of breaks it down of what we are able to understand, but we're only able to understand maybe a small 0.01%.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, that would make sense. So then you were moving on to New Mexico.
Yes. Now, some of the UFOs that they found crashed in New Mexico, right at the southern border of Mexico, just before South America. Now, the South American government wanted to claim it, and then the Mexican government wanted to claim it, and some of their head scientists stepped up front and said, "Hey, look, we'll share the information with you uh, at a need to know basis as you're starting to break it down."
Okay.
Um, and of course, it takes a lot of government funded money to get
Well,
the equipment and the tools to analyze
they
it.
already
So
have that.
that slows it down.
Yeah, but they already have that. But if they got a new one coming down, I can understand what you're talking about. But it's also been said that because of our technology just going like crazily fast, that these were all brought from uh crashed UFOs.
Yeah, the technology that we have in our smartphones was derived from a crashed UFO many, many years ago.
Sure.
So we're everybody's holding in their hand their smartphone and saying, well, wow, that technology came up pretty quick
Right.
1993 to 2022, and
Yeah.
they keep on having new ones where one
Yeah.
phone do more than the other. The camera system on some of these new phones, 4HD, it's incredible. But some of that technology was reverse engineered and processed and then redesigned into our cell phones.
Yeah. Well, and a lot more. Okay.
Yes,
I
yes, a
mean,
lot
we
more.
can go
Yes.
into the whole AI and all of that, but we won't. Okay.
No, I'm not a big fan of AI
I
myself.
I, I don't even want to go to the AI thing. I think it's a destruction of the human race, but that's just my opinion. I always have my own opinion, and it's just it's wrong. It's
Well,
as it,
it's the people that are programming the artificial intelligence that we have to keep an eye on too.
right. And have you heard of the babies in these like big factories that they're making now? And it's true. I've checked it out. Where there's like hundreds of babies that they're doing, you know, they're getting them to get ready to give to the person, and you look at it and it's just like, it looks like hundreds of babies and all these
Well, they're
incubation thing. I mean, it's scary, Danny. It's
they're
scary.
remodeling they're remodeling their DNA.
Yeah, it's very, very scary. And I actually can't believe people are actually doing this,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what's happening. So, anything else about you wanted to say on this whole subject that we're speaking on?
Um, well, to all those people that fear the unknown, that's a natural human reaction to fear what we do
Sure,
not understand.
sure.
We have to we have to take the time to study in order to understand more of that. And all those people that are living in fear of they don't know what's going on, they can't understand what's going on
Hmm.
with the UFOs and everything. And I'm here to say you don't have to be scared. You don't have to live in fear. Don't be afraid of it. Do research on the internet. Learn
Hmm.
about it. Don't fear it.
Right, and that's where the government control comes in. Is they want us to fear it.
Yes,
Am
they
I
do.
okay? So you got to really know about what's really happening rather than listening to this fake news and these trolls.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
right. And it's kind of interesting because I posted something about that today about the you know, don't have any fear. I mean, it's fantastic. So, well, this, if that's how you want to close up, I mean, it's been a fantastic show. And your theories and everything that you're talking about are, they're absolutely fantastic. And
Okay.
I love hearing, the science behind it, but at the same time, it's difficult for me to understand. But with you, it isn't. And that's what I really like about having you on our show, is that, it's just, you're fantastic. I just wanted to say, I really thank you for coming on and telling us that, because people do need to know not to fear them, and,
Yes, yes, yes.
like,
And one more thing, people have the right to know what's flying over their head and over their property.
yeah, yeah, they do. They really do. But it's like I'm going to say before, it's being covered up by our government for control over the people. They want
Yes,
us. They want us in fear. So hopefully that won't happen. Okay, let's just say hopefully that won't happen, of them continuing to do this, and the truth can come out. That
yes,
would be really, really great. People are getting smarter. Okay,
yes,
on this, and like you said, if they do delve into it deeper, they'll find out the truth.
yes. And
Excellent.
and
Excellent.
you're very welcome
Yeah.
to have me today. And and also thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak my mind. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate it, and I have you on the show here and there. But I don't know, you'll send me something and I'll be like, oh my God, okay, I gotta get a hold of you again. And because I want to talk about it, because, there's a lot of fake stuff going on. So, I know the go-to guy, which is the go-to guy. Besides, I kind of have a network of some really good people. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for freeing up our fear of these, and coming on and giving a scientific explanation.
You're very
Fantastic.
welcome. You're very
Fantastic.
welcome.
So I'm going to say goodbye for now. And we'll probably proceed more into this as more information comes out with you at a later date. Of course.
Yes,
Of course.
yes.
All right. Okay, Danny. Well,
Thank you.
thank you so much. And thank you, everybody out there. Very interesting topic. Absolutely love it. It's wonderful to hear that we're not going to all die, in this 12,000 year event. So, anyways, thank you all, and thanks for watching Paranormal Extraction. And I'm Zoe Starr. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.